Hey everybody, Douglas Blair Roberts here, Mr. the Fanboy, and of course the Super Beta 400 here, back for another video. And as you can see by the title above, this is my rant on both WWE and Ring of Honor. Both of these promotions suck in 2019. This is several reasons why both of these promotions sucks. I was initially going to do an individual video of both of these videos, but since the Ring of Honor one isn't that long, I decided to combine both videos into one. Into one. Back in late 2018, Ring of Honor did something to royally piss me off, and I will be talking about what they did in the on-camera portion of this video right here. WWE 2018, they were absolutely the worst promotion ever, and now I'm late, but finally, TNA Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, they're no longer the worst promotion of 2018. They're no longer the worst promotion of the year. Now is WWE. WWE won PWI's Wrestling Observer's worst promotion of 2018, and they have been for several years, but they've earned their award as the worst promotion of 2018. So much trash with WWE. They're a little bit better now, but who cares? You should have been doing this much when I actually care about your product. So, with that being said, let's get started right now. Time to hit my music. Oh yeah. Yeah, like I'm saying, this was my rant on both WWE and Ring of Honor. Let's start off with Ring of Honor, even though WWE should be first because they're first in the title, but I want to start off with Ring of Honor first because Ring of Honor in late 2018, they did something that royally pissed me off. The the two major league wrestlers, Brody King and John Earl Quillette, PCO, PCO. Ring of Honor signed these guys to multi million year contracts, and I was happy for. I was happy for them. Yes, these guys getting bigger opportunities elsewhere. But then I heard because of the contracts they signed, they've been banned from any future MLW shows. So the big time matches they had for MLW were canceled. And I even checked MLW's roster, which for a while still had them part of the roster, but later quickly moved into the alumni section of their roster. So they were no longer part of MLW. Ring of Honor is trying to get aggressive and signing all of these guys, and they're trying to lock them into exclusive contracts. They can only wrestle for Ring of Honor in New Japan and CMLL, who they have a partner, who they have partnerships with partnership with. Ring of Honor trying to monopolize wrestling. They damn sure. Not only do I hate WWE doing this, but they damn sure have no business raiding talent and trying to monopolize the wrestling business. I was enjoying what I like to call this new internet wrestling Grand Prix, this new brand new internet territory wrestling era with all the wrestling companies working together. This new indie era, this new indie era. Now you got Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling trying to violate the handshake rule, just like Vince did in the 80s, and trying to raid up and steal all the talent. And it's always the worst promotions doing this. Always the worst promotions doing this. WWE, Ring of Honor, and All Elite Wrestling are three of the worst promotions of all time and today. That right there royally pissed me off and turned me off to anything Ring of Honor. I still tune in a couple of times to see my favorite wrestlers like PJ Black and several other wrestlers still wrestle there. And Marty Scurll, the villain, he also still wrestles there. He's the only one remaining from the elite, the Bullet Club elite, still there, still there. He really needs to leave and go back to New Japan full time, or sign with Impact Wrestling. All these guys need to go to New Japan and Impact Wrestling and Major League Wrestling. They're already in World Series Wrestling and the National Wrestling Alliance, but that's what they need to These are the promotions they need to go to full time. Ring of Honor is absolute trash. Along with that thing, along with signing PCO and Brody King to exclusive contracts to them only. The other stuff, first off, being in the same building. TNA, Ring of Honor is now considered bigger than TNA. However, TNA looks and feels like a much bigger wrestling promotion than Ring of Honor does. Ring of Honor is absolute trash. The only thing I liked about them is several wrestlers I like wrestle there, and the New Japan Pro wrestlers. New Japan Pro wrestlers still make appearances there. That is the only thing good. The only two things that are good about Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor is absolute trash and one of the worst promotions of all time. When I said the production values had gotten better in one video, that was a one-time show. That cool white ring setup they had, that was for a one-time show. They went back to the old ring, and they're still in that lame. They're still in that lame basement that they've always been in. That cool look they had, that was a one-time thing, man. That I said in my thoughts on wrestling in 2018. Yeah, so Ring of Honor, absolute trash. But that's what they did in late 2018. That first thing, signing these guys, it's turned me off the Ring of Honor, and they're just a shell of what they once were. All the wrestlers, cool wrestlers who wrestle there, need to leave and go to other brand new wrestling promotions, man. What else? What else about Ring of Honor that I do not like? What else about Ring of Honor that I do not like? So, yeah, 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 they're just as bad as WWE. We were looking for them to be the alternate WWE. You're just as bad as, sometimes even worse than WWE. And I did this video because no one was saying anything about this. Everyone was doing Ring of Honor rants. Their Ring of Honor rants from when Jim Cornette was running things, or more recent rants involving WWE elitists. There was no like real wrestling fan criticizing and bashing Ring of Honor based on what they have done today, based on stuff they have done today. They've really been terrible since they got their deal in 2009. 2002 to 8 was their best years. 2002 to 8 and 15 was their best years, with 15 being their really last good year where I can really say they were awesome. When they were going around, I remember at one show they were in a baseball stadium. And when they were on Destination America, I think that's probably the last era they were actually ever like really good, man. really, really good. And maybe 2017 because Bad Influence was there, who are no longer there now. But Ring of Honor is just trash. Let's go to WWE, the worst promotion of 2018. 18. We mentioned the um, we mentioned the Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn transgender angle. WrestleMania 34 sucked that year. Backlash 2018 was even worse. One of the worst shows I've ever watched. SummerSlam was pretty good. SummerSlam was pretty good, but it was a shell compared to all of the. It was a shell and overlooked compared to all of the other shows. New Japan, TNA, Major League Wrestling, and so many more. World Series of Wrestling, so many more shows. Awesome wrestling shows that happened that year. Happened that year, and finally, after years and years of dodging this award, they have finally won the worst promotions of all time. They promoted Mae Young after all the terrible things she did when she was alive that I didn't even know about as a hero in death. They had a show in Saudi. They had a show in Saudi Arabia, which won. I think that won the most offensive moment, even more offensive than the the kid and Braun Strowman at WrestleMania. Um, so the fun of the product, still misutilizing, buying up all these wrestlers, and just buying up all these wrestlers just to have them, just to have these wrestlers and to compete with everyone else. You're not even using these guys. None of the TNA wrestlers are really being utilized. None of the TNA wrestlers are really being utilized. And everyone who's not being utilized are fighting over that new hardcore title thing, which is okay. It's slightly better now that Heyman and Bischoff are running the show, but it's still terrible. And who cares if it gets better? They should have hired Bischoff and Heyman a long time ago as writers. I don't care if they turn the product around. Product around. I like strong style, followed by wrestling, British and Mexican based wrestling. Do not like WWE. Haven't liked anything WWE's done since 2003 and 5, and they haven't been good since 2008. There's been good stuff here and here, but for the last 10 years, it's been nothing but trash, man. Trash. So that's WWE. WWE for me. Good stuff includes Seth Rollins. I like Seth Rollins. He is one of the best wrestlers you have. Bobby Lashley and the entire TNA guys, followed by Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, and Ziggler and The Miz and Shane O'Mac. Shane O'Mac, I guess. These are your best. These are your best wrestlers, and all the TNA guys aren't even being utilized. Maria and Mike Kanellis, heavyweights, and middleweights are on a cruiserweight-based wrestling show. Um, best wrestling show. Trevor Lee and Zema Ion are on NXT. I can't remember if Zema Ion was on NXT or Zero Live. Either way, I don't what you call it. EC3 is being punished for something John Moxley has done and is barely on television. Um, Bobby Lashley is doing real good right now, but it's still in the mid card. It's still in the mid card when he should be a main eventer. Brock Lesnar still never shows up. Still never shows up. Shelton Benjamin is barely on TV. Baron Corbin was Kurt Angle's last opponent at WrestleMania 35. Like I said, lost and lost some trash. WrestleMania 35 was bland and forgettable. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either. It wasn't good either. It wasn't good either. There were a couple of good matches, Orton Styles and Shane and Miz, but whole show was forgettable. Whole show was bland and forgettable. Goldberg and Taker. I enjoyed the match, but they had so far one of the worst work matches of this year. I wasn't expecting much from these two. Both of these men are like both old and are average at best, man. What's next? Lots of jobbers and midgets on our television show. I mentioned the guys I like to see, but then there's a bunch of jobbers, midgets, and female wrestlers nobody cares about, man. So yeah, Roman Reigns is back. Roman Reigns is, like I said, Roman Reigns is back. Yeah. Ricochet, even though he's actually much more surprised, he's actually much better on WWE than he was, which color. But I don't like Ricochet. The guy doesn't look like a wrestler or a tough guy. Does he looks like uh, uh, a Disney MCU actor and circus performer. That's what Ricochet looks like. Looks like he doesn't look like a professional wrestler. Um, so yeah, um, yeah. That's why WWE. Like I said, I only watch highlights, so I don't really know everything that's going on. Really going on. NXT. Like I said, I don't care about NXT. Cassius. Oh no, he sucks. He sucks. I defended him, but this guy's just let himself go, man. And I saw him feuding with Matt Riddle earlier this year and parts of last year, and he was absolutely terrible, man. He was worst part about that show. Velveteen Dream is pretty good, but that's enough to get me to watch. And like I said, Trevor Lee is there under a different name, but who cares? So yeah, WWE absolutely sucks. It's better, a little bit better now, but it's still it's a little bit better now. What you got here? Jeff Jarrett was back. That was another plus. I enjoyed his short-lived feud with um with Elias, but this product is terrible, and even Dave Meltzer and everyone else thinks so. For years and years, TNA won Worst Promotion of the Year. Now it's WWE, and Raw is a multi-time winner of Worst Television Show. They've even won it more than Impact, who's won since 2007, up to 2014, won Worst Major Wrestling Show. So yeah, like I said, WWE, absolutely trash, man, absolutely trash. With that being said, I will at least say, I'm going to get a lot of flack for this. They're at least better than All Elite Wrestling, but I don't compare best and worst. All these promotions suck to me. All these promotions suck to me. WWE, All Elite Wrestling, and Ring of Honor are three of the worst promotions today and right now of all time. So with that being said, people, I'm finished for now. I'll see you guys later. All right, I'm done. See ya.